Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video about the life of Janie Frick. She grew up in the small town of South Whitley, Indiana, where her parents encouraged both her music and her education. From singing in church to learning guitar and piano at home, Janie developed a strong foundation in music. In this video, we'll talk about how she turned her passion into a successful career, the key people who supported her, and the challenges she overcame along the way. Janie Frick, whose full name is Jane Marie Frick, was born on December 19, 1947, in the small picturesque town of South Whitley, Indiana. She was the daughter of Waldemar and Phyllis Frick, both of whom played a pivotal role in shaping her love for music and instilling discipline in her upbringing. South Whitley was a close-knit community where traditions and values were deeply cherished, and Janie grew up surrounded by the warmth and support of her family and neighbors. From an early age, Janie's parents recognized her natural inclination toward music. Their home was often filled with melodies from radios and records, creating a rich musical environment that deeply influenced young Janie. Her father was known to have a fondness for classic country tunes, while her mother leaned toward softer melodic ballads. This blend of styles would later shape Janie's versatile vocal abilities. Janie's musical journey began at home, where she frequently entertained her family by singing along to popular songs of the day. She showed a strong interest in instruments as well, mastering the piano and guitar by the time she was in her early teens. Her voice, described as warm and resonant, even in her younger years, became a source of pride for her family. Her early vocal inspirations were folk music legends Joan Baez and Judy Collins. Janie was captivated by their emotive storytelling and the delicate strength of their voices, which she sought to emulate in her own singing. These influences gave her a foundation not only in vocal technique, but also in the emotional depth that would later characterize her performances. In addition to her talent, Janie was deeply involved in her local church, where she sang in the choir every Sunday. The church not only served as a spiritual refuge, but also as her first stage. It was here that she gained the confidence to sing in front of an audience, honing her ability to connect with listeners through her voice. School was another platform for her growing talent. She participated in various school productions and talent shows, where she quickly became known as a standout performer among her peers. Despite her clear aptitude for music, Janie's parents remained practical and protective of her future. They strongly believed that education was the key to a stable and fulfilling life. While they supported her passion for singing, they urged her to prioritize her studies, ensuring that she would have a solid foundation to fall back on if a music career didn't pan out. This encouragement led her to focus on academics alongside her musical pursuits. Janie attended South Whitley High School, where she balanced her passion for music with her studies. She excelled in both areas, maintaining good grades while continuing to perform at school events and in the community. Her ability to multitask and remain dedicated to her goals would later become a hallmark of her career. After graduating high school, Janie decided to follow her parents' advice and enrolled at Indiana University to pursue a degree in elementary education. While at the university, her love for music remained unwavering. She joined the Singing Hoosiers, a prestigious collegiate vocal ensemble which gave her the opportunity to perform more professionally and refine her skills. It was during this time that Janie began to dream of a life in music, despite her academic focus. Even as she adhered to her parents' wishes by completing her education, Janie's heart was set on a career in music. Her childhood experiences, from learning the piano at home to singing hymns at church, laid the foundation for the incredible journey that awaited her. These formative years not only nurtured her talent, but also instilled in her the resilience and determination that would carry her through the highs and lows of a demanding music career. Janie Frick was born into the loving and nurturing household of Waldemar and Phyllis Frick in South Whitley, Indiana, a small town that reflected the values of hard work, community, and family. Waldemar and Phyllis were devoted parents who prioritized giving their daughter a stable and supportive environment, fostering both her artistic talents and her sense of responsibility. Waldemar, Janie's father, was known for his quiet strength and practical outlook on life. While not a professional musician, he shared a deep appreciation for music, often filling the house with the sounds of classic country and folk songs. His love for music influenced Janie from a young age, inspiring her to explore and embrace her own musical gifts. Despite his encouragement of her creative pursuits, Waldemar believed firmly in the importance of education as a foundation for future success. Phyllis, Janie's mother, played a pivotal role in shaping her early years. She was a compassionate and thoughtful woman who actively encouraged Janie to express herself through music. Phyllis herself had a sweet singing voice and would often hum or sing while doing household chores, inadvertently providing Janie with an early example of how music could bring joy to everyday life. It was Phyllis who first recognized Janie's vocal potential, encouraging her to perform at family gatherings, church events, and school recitals. The Frick household was one where discipline and creativity coexisted harmoniously. While Waldemar and Phyllis admired their daughter's passion for singing, they were mindful of the challenges that a career in the arts could entail. They encouraged Janie to develop her talents, but also insisted on the importance of completing her formal education to ensure she had a secure fallback option. This dual emphasis on music and education became a defining feature of Janie's upbringing. When she expressed her desire to pursue music professionally, her parents supported her aspirations, but only on the condition that she finish her studies first. This agreement was a reflection of their deep care for her long-term well-being, as they wanted to ensure she had the tools to thrive no matter where life took her. Janie's relationship with her parents was one of mutual respect and affection. Even as she began to dream of larger stages and bigger opportunities, she trusted their judgment and followed their guidance. This trust became evident when she initially moved to California to pursue commercial music opportunities. While thrilled for her, Waldemar and Phyllis made it clear that finishing her bachelor's degree was non-negotiable. Respecting their wishes, Janie returned to Indiana University, where she completed her degree in elementary education. Her parents' influence extended beyond academics and music. They instilled in her the values of perseverance, humility, and hard work, traits that would become hallmarks of her career. Their unwavering support provided her with a strong foundation, enabling her to navigate the competitive music industry with confidence and resilience. As Janie's career took off, she often credited her parents for laying the groundwork for her success. She fondly recalled the countless evenings spent singing at home with her family, the encouraging words of her mother before a performance, and her father's practical advice that kept her grounded. Even after achieving fame, she remained close to her parents, cherishing their role in her journey. Janie Frick's career in music is a story of determination, resilience, and a remarkable ability to adapt to the changing tides of the country music industry. From humble beginnings as a background vocalist to becoming one of the leading female country artists of the 1980s, her journey is a testament to her talent and perseverance. After completing her degree at Indiana University, Janie Frick's foray into the professional music world began with a leap of faith. Responding to an audition for commercial jingles and station breaks, she secured her first job in music. Her smooth, emotive voice quickly became a sought-after asset in the advertising world. These experiences not only honed her vocal precision, but also introduced her to the workings of the music industry. Her career took a major step forward when she joined the Lee Jane Singers, a vocal group that allowed her to perform and refine her craft. By 1975, she had relocated to Nashville, the epicenter of country music, and immersed herself in the city's vibrant recording scene. Janie became an in-demand background vocalist, working with legendary artists such as Dolly Parton, Barbara Mandrell, Crystal Gale, Tanya Tucker, Conway Twitty, and Eddie Rabbitt. However, her breakthrough came with Johnny Duncan, whose recordings brought Janie's voice to the national spotlight. Her haunting and distinctive contributions to hits like Joe and the Cowboy, Thinking of a Rendezvous, and Stranger left listeners captivated. On Duncan's chart-topping Stranger, Janie's line, "Shut out the light and lead me," created a buzz that helped her secure her own recording contract with Columbia Records in 1977. Janie's solo career began with her debut single, "What Are You Doing Tonight?" in 1977. Though it narrowly missed the top 20, it signaled the start of her journey as a solo artist. Collaborations with Charlie Rich and Duncan bolstered her visibility, and she released her first studio album, Singer of Songs, the same year. Despite her initial efforts, her singles struggled to gain significant traction on country radio. It wasn't until producer Billy Sherrill advised her to focus on ballads that Janie found her true niche. The shift in style paid off handsomely. By 1981, she had 2 top 5 hits, Down to My Last Broken Heart and I'll Need Someone to Hold Me When I Cry. These successes marked the beginning of her golden era. From 1982 to 1984, Janie dominated the country charts, amassing 6 #1 hits. 1 hits including It Ain't Easy Being Easy, Tell Me a Lie, He's a Heartache, and Your Heart's Not in It. Her 1982 album, It Ain't Easy, became a major success, showcasing her ability to connect with audiences through heartfelt lyrics and emotive delivery. She also broadened her style by incorporating more up-tempo tracks, which further solidified her versatility. During this period, Janie toured extensively with her Heart City Band and the iconic group Alabama, bringing her music to fans across the nation. Her efforts were recognized with back-to-back Female Vocalist of the Year awards from the Country Music Association in 1982 and 1983, an accolade that cemented her status as a leading artist in the genre. Beyond music, Janie explored acting, appearing in an episode of The Dukes of Hazzard titled Happy Birthday, General Lee. She portrayed Jenny, a jewel thief, demonstrating her versatility as an entertainer. She also participated in Louise Mandrell's television special Diamonds, Gold, and Platinum. Janie's 1983 album, Love Lies, reached #1, 10 on the top country albums chart, and its single Let's Stop Talking About It became another number, 1 hit. Her 1984 release, First Word in Memory, delivered further success, with the title track and Your Heart's Not in It performing well on the charts. By the mid-1980s, country music began to shift toward a more traditional sound, with artists like Randy Travis and Patty Loveless leading the charge. Janie's smooth, ballad-heavy style started to wane in popularity. Her 1986 album Black and White produced her last #1, 1 single, Always Have, Always Will, and a top 20 hit, When a Woman Cries. Despite these successes, her chart presence began to decline. Seeking to refresh her image, Janie briefly changed the spelling of her name to Fricke to address frequent mispronunciations. However, she later reverted to her original spelling. By 1989, after releasing Labor of Love, she parted ways with Columbia Records. In the 1990s, Janie found new avenues for her talent. She became a regular on TNN's The Statler Brothers Show, co-hosting the spin-off Yesteryear with Rex Allen Jr. She also signed with smaller labels, producing 2 albums under the Branson imprint and releasing a gospel project, Hymns of Faith, in 1996. Janie continued to evolve as an artist, exploring bluegrass music with her 2004 release, The Bluegrass Sessions, which reimagined her 1980s hits. Her entrepreneurial spirit led her to create her own label, JMF Records, through which she released Bouncin' Back in 2000, sold exclusively online. Throughout the 2000s, Janie remained active, performing at festivals and events. She attended the CMA Awards in 2005 and 2016 and served as Firefighters Marshal for Winchester, Virginia's Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival, in 2007. Despite the challenges of aging and industry changes, she continued to connect with fans and share her love for music. Janie Frick has maintained a relatively scandal-free public image throughout her career, a rarity in the often turbulent entertainment industry. Her reputation as a dedicated and professional artist has largely overshadowed any controversies or disputes. While many public figures face challenges that draw media attention, Janie's career is marked more by her contributions to music than by any personal or professional scandals. One of the closest things to controversy in Janie's career may have been her navigation of the male-dominated country music scene during the 1970s and 1980s. At a time when female artists often struggled for recognition, Janie managed to carve out a significant place for herself. This may have led to moments of tension or professional rivalry, but no documented conflicts or criticisms of her behavior have surfaced. Instead, her perseverance in the face of these challenges has been celebrated rather than criticized. One minor incident in her career revolved around the frequent mispronunciation of her surname, Frick. Frustrated by the issue, Janie decided to temporarily change the spelling of her name to Fricke in 1986. While this was a practical solution, it attracted some commentary from fans and industry insiders who felt the change was unnecessary. However, Janie later reverted to her original spelling, demonstrating her willingness to listen to her audience and remain true to her roots. Another potential source of controversy, albeit subtle, was the shift in country music trends during the late 1980s. As neo-traditional country artists like Randy Travis and Patty Loveless rose to prominence, the smooth, ballad-centric style that had defined Janie's career began to fall out of favor. While this was more a reflection of changing industry tastes than any fault of her own, it marked a turning point where her commercial success began to decline. Some critics and fans might have debated her ability to adapt to these new trends, but Janie continued to record and perform on her own terms. Janie Frick's personal life has largely remained private, with limited details available about her marital status or romantic relationships. Unlike many of her contemporaries in the music industry, Janie managed to keep her personal affairs out of the public eye, focusing instead on her career and family. Despite decades in the limelight, there are no widely documented accounts of her being married or involved in significant public relationships. In interviews, Janie has occasionally mentioned the importance of family and the value she places on emotional connections, but she has refrained from sharing details about her love life. This discretion may reflect her desire to maintain boundaries between her professional and personal lives, allowing her to focus on her music and avoid unnecessary media scrutiny. As Janie aged, she openly discussed feelings of loneliness, particularly as she transitioned away from the peak of her career. She described the challenges of maintaining close relationships, especially given the demands of her life in the music industry. Despite these struggles, Janie sought solace in her faith, her music, and the supportive network of friends and family that remained a constant in her life. Although details about her romantic life are sparse, Janie's professional relationships are well documented and demonstrate her deep connections within the country music industry. She collaborated with numerous iconic artists throughout her career, lending her talents as a background vocalist before establishing herself as a solo performer. Her work with Johnny Duncan was particularly notable as it helped propel her voice into the national spotlight. Their musical chemistry on tracks like Stranger and Come a Little Bit Closer was undeniable, and fans often speculated about the nature of their relationship. However, there is no evidence to suggest that their partnership extended beyond mutual respect and artistic collaboration. Janie also developed close working relationships with artists like Dolly Parton, Barbara Mandrell, Crystal Gale, and Merle Haggard, among others. These collaborations not only enhanced her career but also solidified her reputation as a dependable and talented vocalist. Her ability to seamlessly blend her voice with others made her an indispensable part of Nashville's music scene during the 1970s and 1980s. Outside of her professional circles, Janie maintained strong ties with her family, particularly her parents, Waldemar and Phyllis Frick. Their influence on her life and career was profound, and she often credited them for instilling the values that guided her success. While her demanding career likely limited the time she could spend with family, she made a conscious effort to prioritize these relationships later in life. Janie has also spoken about the sense of community she found among her peers in the industry. She often expressed gratitude for the support and camaraderie she experienced during her years of touring and recording, emphasizing the importance of those bonds in sustaining her through both the highs and lows of her career. As of the latest available information, Janie Frick is alive and has not passed away. While some narratives may reference a sad ending in her life, these are likely metaphors reflecting the emotional struggles she has candidly discussed, particularly her experiences with loneliness in her later years, rather than an indication of her death. Janie has often shared her thoughts on the challenges of aging and maintaining emotional connections after the peak of her career. She has spoken about the isolation that can come with time, especially for someone who spent decades in the public eye. These sentiments may have contributed to the perception of a sad ending in her life story, but they also highlight her resilience and efforts to find positivity through her faith, music, and connection with fans. Far from retreating entirely, Janie has remained engaged in the music industry. She continues to perform at festivals, participate in special events, and release music, such as her bluegrass album, The Bluegrass Sessions, in 2004, her appearances at the Country Music Association Awards in 2005 and 2016 demonstrate her enduring passion for her craft and her place within the country music community. Occasionally, the lack of recent widespread media coverage of Janie may lead to misunderstandings about her current status. However, her public appearances and performances in the 2010s confirm that she remains an active and beloved figure in country music. If there have been updates regarding her life or passing, those would need to be confirmed through reliable sources, as the available material does not indicate any such events. For now, Janie Frick's story continues as a testament to her impact on the world of country music and beyond. That's the story of Janie Frick, from a young girl singing folk songs and church hymns to a celebrated country artist on the national stage. Her journey shows how hard work, family support, and faith in her own talent can lead to amazing achievements. Even though she has faced challenges and personal struggles, Janie continues to inspire fans with her music and her honest reflections on life. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. That's the story of Janie Frick, from a young girl singing folk songs and church hymns to a celebrated country artist on the national stage. Her journey shows how hard work, family support, and faith in her own talent can lead to amazing achievements. Even though she has faced challenges and personal struggles, Janie continues to inspire fans with her music and her honest reflections on life. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.